Report. By extension, the insight begins right away. Later on, I'll be having Benji Ndolo, who's a political analyst. We also have Dismas Mukua on set, political risk analyst. And last but not least, Professor Alfred Omenya, governance and policy expert. They will be joining me as we unpack the possibilities of what will play out tomorrow in the by-election. Then speaking of the same, we now cross over to watch what is playing in one of the hotly discussed and perhaps what you would call a hotly contested seat in Malava. You've seen just how much, there's been a lot of activity in terms of the campaign. Our very own senior political affairs reporter, Apollo Kamau, is on standby on that end to give us the updates. Apollo, if you can hear me, good evening.
We are pitching camp here at Malava Boys High School, and it's a very crucial night for more than 90,000 Malava voters spread across 7 wards ahead of tomorrow's crucial vote, which has huge implications, not just for the people of Malava, but also for the political parties, and as well as IEBC, which is facing a litmus test in this first by-election for the new commission. Joining me now is Malava constituency returning officer Salim Abdallah here. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. The main question tonight is, are you prepared for this by-election as IEBC?
Thank you so much. We are very, very, very prepared. And as you can see, all my staff have gone, and I'm now preparing the tallying center for tomorrow's occasion. I'm very grateful. There was no rain. The weather is very good, and the security officers are here. I have a big contingent of police officers, and I would rather assure Malava people to come out tomorrow and vote en masse because there is security everywhere.
There have been concerns raised by politicians spread across the constituency about the capability of IEBC to conduct a credible and an election which can be considered to be one which has integrity. What would you assure them? Because they appear to be charged in the two sides of the divide.
I wish to advise Kenyans that we are going to have a free, fair and credible elections come tomorrow. And this one you can take to the bank. Any vote cast against any candidate will count. And I promise you, you will see that one come tomorrow.
Thank you so much, sir, for speaking to TV47. That's Malava constituency returning officer Salim Abdallah speaking to us here. It has been a very busy day, not just for IEBC. A while ago, about an hour ago, this tallying center was a beehive of activity as presiding officers, accompanied by security officers, flagged those ballot boxes to be sent to about 198 polling stations ahead of tomorrow's vote, which is expected to start at 6 up to 5 in the evening. And therefore, looking across what the various politicians did, we had a chat with DCP Deputy Party Leader Cleophas Malala. We also had Kakamega Senator Dr. Boni Halwale, and we also spoke to DAP Kenya candidate Seth Panyako. And the major issue that came out today is that there were acts, these are allegations, there were acts of state intimidation and propaganda to try to dissuade the people of Malava from participating in tomorrow's vote by saying the vote will be rigged. But of course, we also heard from Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen dismissing those claims and saying security officers will be taking charge as required by law. And on the claims that the various politicians will be stationing their agents, their supporters outside the polling stations, he said this will not be allowed because it's the work of the police to keep security in the polling stations. And this is after Malala claimed that there is an attempt by the government to use police officers to infiltrate the polling stations as agents. And he did dismiss that, as we can hear from this clip that turned out today. Let's listen.
I want to ask the IEBC chair not to plunge this country into chaos. We are well informed of the plans the government is doing, the full glare of the commission in all the by-elections. We are well informed that the government is planning to deploy agents who are plainclothes officers who are armed to get into the polling centers. Na tumeambia vijana hakuna kuambiwa ati haufai usimame karibu na polling station. Tutasimama karibu na polling station.
Yes.
Vijana wakipiga kura, unasimama nje ya polling station.
Linda kura.
Unalinda kura yako. Mambo ya kusema ati hakuna mtu kusimama nje ya polling station, tutakosana. Tutakosana asubuhi mapema tena. Ni lazima tutakuwa tunalinda kura yetu in every polling station. Polling station ni ndani ya shule. Sisi tutakuwa pale nje tukichunga.
Chairman Ethicon, all of us in leadership in this country, we are hoping that this is going to be a pilot test. This mini election will be a pilot test for you to prepare better for 2027. Don't get it wrong.
And there is a responsibility of National Police Service to provide internal security. And therefore, any other person organizing himself or themselves in the form of, or in the name of, under the pretext of providing security, must be put on notice that the National Police Service is not going to in any way condone that kind of behavior, either as goons, people who have bought machetes, rungus and all kind of crude weapons that are being used in the name of protecting the vote. Every citizen has a right to go and vote peacefully. I must say that to avoid an environment where there is intimidation, the National Police Service has deployed heavily in every area where there is an election.
And for the sake of our viewers, DAP Kenya party candidate Seth Panyako will be voting at 6 at Lunyu Primary School polling station. Then we have Devin Dakwa of UDA who will be voting at Mulongolo Primary School polling station. We are yet to find out the time, but polling stations open at 6 and close at 5. Back to you, Linda.
All right, thank you so much, Apollo, for the updates in Malava. Now